Yes. Hasan on the matter of attending TwitchCon.
I miss this social Hasan era. There is unfortunately an obvious setback there because of, one, all the political incidents that have taken place, and two, how those political incidents have had some pretty significant consequences in how much I can go out in the real world and socialize with other people. As I said already, I'm not going to TwitchCon, not because I'm worried about my own safety, but I'm literally not going to TwitchCon because I'm worried about the safety of others. I don't want to put them in the fucking crosshairs if some psycho freak decides, like, I'm going to go there. I'm very publicly not going to TwitchCon for that reason.
Right, of course. It has nothing to do with the fact that if he showed up to TwitchCon, it would show off the audience base that he actually facilitates to the public. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that it would put on blast the exact sort of audience base that he's been, cultivating over the last.
Oh, make with that information, do with that information what you will. I miss the social Hasan.
Yeah. It's like stirring this narrative. So legal mindset basically says Hasan contributes to the problem and takes zero accountability for the consequences. Yeah, exactly. Once again, he's stirring violent rhetoric. He's commenting on the fact that it has been become problematic due to political violence, and that he himself is abstaining from interacting because it's just. Come on, man.
Thank you. And I have another question. I think Sam Hyde, he called you out on like a boxing event. Are you interested in like the boxing scene or
no? I don't know why you guys are so into this shit. He's a Nazi. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you feeling?
What's happening right now?
It's so whack, bro. Like, I don't understand why all you motherfuckers have to like run around with this shit.
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. You fucking asshole. Yeah, what do you mean, damn, bro? What the fuck do you mean, damn? What do you mean, damn?
Chill.
What the fuck do you mean, damn? Why do you do this shit?
I'm asking questions. I don't know.
You're not asking. Get the fuck out of my face.
Alright, bro.
Yo, chill, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck? I mean, yeah, well, like, I wouldn't... This was a TwitchCon I mean, she probably got pestered about it a lot, but still, geez. The way that came off was that it was a question and it was responded with, like, severe hostility. Yikes. Alright, let's kill this.
Not supporting
we have
him.
not reacted to a Pegasus in a hot minute, so here, this will re-summarize a lot of the stuff that we got into, I'm sure.
Battles, he's once again acting like the main character, saying that he's 1v25ing right-wingers.
Yeah, I did see this.
Has responded, pointing out the insane hypocrisy. Hasan has been exposed for dog whistling. He's singing the song engraved.
I love that nobody, like, it's not even anyone on the right that is calling Hasan out on this bullshit. It's Destiny. Like, it's in their own, not only is it two retards fighting, but they're both on the same team, more or less.
On the Charlie Kirk shooter's bullet to start his stream as some sort of sick way to mock his death. He's making fun of vets now. Hasan's uncle, Chunky Yogurt, is calling out Ethan for hallucinating anti-Semitism. Deranged Hasan fans are saying that Ethan is pro-genocide and the brainwashing is on full display. Subscribe or you become the adopted son of Hasan and Destiny. You're cooked. Jellywig, I subscribed to Pegasus and watched 5 videos. What do I do next?
Let's up those numbers!
I feel like this clip is just forever going to be in every Pega video.
Now let's begin with Hasan going after Ethan again. Basically, Ethan is back on TikTok trying to fix his reputation after Hasan has been non-stop lying about him. So Ethan tries to apologize for some things he said, and Hasan responds,
I want to apologize for things that I genuinely got wrong. For example,
I'm planning to go to Israel in June with my parents, and I'm actually really excited to go there. I want to show you guys how beautiful, how multicultural, how like free it feels for people, or just, it's a beautiful place. It is. It's one of the most diverse places I've ever been.
looking back, I definitely feel ashamed for the way I spoke about Israel with
feel like that he mischaracterized Israel with that statement. I don't. That was his perception of his visit there. I don't know.
Such levity at the time that a genocide was happening.
That's cool. That's a good first step, I think. If only that was the only reason why people were like, hey, man, I think you might be defending Israel a little too hard, you know, calling its prominent critics of Muslim background terrorists.
Some fresh criticism for Hasan, who is an outright supporter of terrorism. Quite.
No lies detected. Yes, if Hasan, if he calls you a terrorist, that's not mislabeling people as terrorists. Okay, that's just calling a spade a spade.
Literally, he is a champion for terrorism and a supporter of terrorism.
Okay, how do I break it down to you, Hasan? That was literally facts. What Ethan said there was a factual statement. You support terrorists and terrorism. It is documented on numerous, multiple occasions. In fact, you double down routinely.
I believe what the Houthis are doing is a good thing. 10 toes down. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization.
Even now, Antifa was designated a terrorist organ. You immediately the day after are like, I'm anti-fascist. You're singing that song, which we'll get to, which was used by Antifa later in the video as well. So
yeah, I'm sure they'll talk about how he was bragging about doing a 9-hour stream also, about how good Antifa is.
Obviously, but I feel like you're never going
and
to
now it's literally labeled a terrorist organization.
Like a good person.
Not a good look.
No matter how long you've actually been on their side or supported the same policies as them, they're never going to accept you because it's too late now. You've been branded as the enemy by Hasan and the Goon Squad here, and basically now you will be hunted till the ends of the earth for it, and nothing you ever do will basically ever be enough, right? You can donate your entire net worth to Palestine now, and they will still lie about you. They will still spit on you. So I would just give it up, all right? Because they are not arguing in good faith here. These people shoot the people they disagree with, and they justify all this violence. They obviously do not care about you. Then Hasan talks about the content nuke video that Ethan made about him, and he tries to pretend he doesn't care about it despite the 9-hour reaction he made about it, you know, every 1 minute.
A 9-hour react video? Damn. Well, I mean, I guess that he definitely doesn't give a crap about it then, right?
He would pause for an entire hour just so his audience would forget all the points that Ethan made, and he tried to like gaslight them basically.
Part of the reason why I didn't, you know, take too much offense over the context nuke that Ethan Klein put together at the time that he thought was going to be the end of my career, how foolish, how stupid, was because he's not a believer in anything, really. Well, I guess maybe the state of Israel and the Zionist project. But outside of that, he's not a believer in anything beyond, I guess, whatever suits his fancy, whatever hurts his narcissistic feelings. So
what?
You know, take too much offense over the context nuke that Ethan Klein put together at the time that he thought was going to be the end of my career, how foolish, how stupid, was because he's not a believer in anything, really. Well, I guess maybe the state of Israel and the Zionist project. But outside of that, he's not a believer in anything beyond, I guess, whatever suits his fancy, whatever hurts his narcissistic feelings. So narcissistic that he can make an ongoing genocide all about himself and his own personal feelings.
Oh my god, he did not just fucking say that. This fucking Projectatron 9000, so narcissistic that he made a genocide.
Well, he
about
does. So he does recognize that.
I don't know, Hasan. Who
okay.
Could have possibly done
wasn't
that?
really sure if he could see that. Like, but he could see it in others.
Every single one of my videos, any of the criticism I give towards him, he takes it and he channels it towards everybody else, and he just dishes it out that way, not knowing or maybe fully knowing that it definitely applies to him as well.
Yeah.
Also, I love the way he describes Ethan.
Very,
Ethan
very
is not
common
a
strat these
believer in
days.
anything, right? You know, he doesn't care about his family, he doesn't care about his podcast or anything like that. He's not a believer in anything except Israel and the Zionist project. What the hell, dude? What the hell? He's like the worst supporter of Israel I've ever seen, apparently. Dude, right in that TikTok there, he's literally apologizing for ever speaking positively about Israel, and even that's not enough. Apparently, no matter what he says, it's just never enough for these people. Dude, at this point, I feel like Ethan could convert and literally become, you know, maybe Hasan Piker's personal streaming assistant. He could become the CEO of Twitch. He could turn into Dan Clancy and allow him to get away with everything, and it still wouldn't be enough. I feel like the only thing Ethan could do is literally go to Gaza, you know, join the Hamas terrorists, and then Hasan would be like, okay, now we're talking. Now he's kind of based, guys. Now I kind of agree with him. Also, why does he talk like a villain in a movie? Like, oh, Ethan thought this content nuke would end my career. How foolish.
How foolish.
How stupid. He literally talks like a comic book supervillain, dude. It's actually crazy. Like, I, Hasan, am invincible, of course. How foolish this guy is. Then he says that he didn't care about the content nuke because he knew that people would see the truth.
Having said that, the reason why I didn't give a too much is because time will pass. And I knew that eventually people would recognize right from wrong. More and more people will start recognizing exactly what was taking place. And when they did, I fear that they would look back at that compilation perhaps with very different eyes. Very, very different eyes. The context nuke that he shamefully copyrighted with the intent to sue every single one of his detractors that watched it. He would have sued you too had you not reacted to just a part for it for over 10 hours. Yeah.
Okay, again, we're just lying. He was obviously never going to sue Hasan based on this copyright thing because he explicitly gave permission to Hasan to actually watch it. Hasan's chat, you know, lying, misrepresenting as usual. Half the time, they just say completely false bullshit, and Hasan just completely goes along with it because he can't be asked to do any fact-checking at all, and he just loves whatever bullshit they're spewing, right? Also, I don't know what kind of fantasy world he's living in where somehow now everybody sees that Hasan was in the right all along. No, people still watch the content nuke and come to the same conclusions. In fact, Hasan is hated more than ever right now because
buried any possibility of people thinking that he's not full of shit.
Nobody's looking at it with different eyes. Nobody's opinion has changed. You're still a disgusting freak who wants your political enemies dead. I mean, we can only hope that Hasan fans actually wake up one day and realize that he's actually completely full of shit, and they realize that he's selling them a lie, like you're still fucking broke, you don't have your free healthcare or whatever the hell he promised, you're not getting any extra rights, you're not getting an extra $1 million in your paycheck just because you donated your last $5 to Hasan. He's not like a lottery ticket. You need to stop doing that shit. Then he says that Ethan is irrelevant.
Trivia.
Watch you for the news for so long, you successfully gaslit me into thinking this guy Ethan matters at all. I mean, he's utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, but the harm that he committed to critics of Israel is serious.
I'll be real. I didn't know who the fuck Ethan was until the content nuke and this whole drama between him and Hasan. I just didn't. I didn't know. I barely knew about Hasan, really, other than, you know, what he did, what he platformed, and seeing here and there some of the dumb shit. But yeah, I think it really was this entire confrontation and the lawsuits against Froggen and frickin' what is it, Denims and Casey Tron. So I didn't know about any of these people really until this stuff came about. So I mean, it is kind of positive for their careers, I guess.
I mean, he got numerous people deplatformed, numerous people banned for 30 days over a Sabra hummus joke, dude.
Dude, just imagine you're a Hasan viewer. I know, it's painful. It's very painful. But just imagine for a second
I have tried to do this. I really have.
Hasan viewer,
like trying to get into the headspace. Like, all right, it's
wow,
who
Ethan
actually
is actually so evil. He's
He's
deplatforming pro-Palestine creators over a joke. Oh my god, this is so bad. Now, let me tell you the reality of what happened. A bunch of Hasan orbiters and borderline terrorist glazers made a racial tier list ranking people basically from Arab to Jew, right? Literally explicitly racist, so much so that Twitch actually had to step in.
I love this scene too. They have a racial tier list with Chevron right over top of it, Capcom right beside it, right? Like, I'm sure these two companies were totally cool about all of this, right?
Tier list ranking people basically from Arab to Jew, right? Literally explicitly racist, so much so that Twitch actually had to step in and shut it down and ban them, right? The openly anti-Semitic platform had to go, well guys, this is a little too far. You know, you can be anti-Semitic on our platform, just try to hide it at least. You can't explicitly make a tier list about it. That's a bit too far, right? So it's just crazy how much this guy lies and just misrepresents every single situation ever and basically just rewrites history one step step at a time. Moving on to Hasan getting angry at his fellow streamers. Basically what went down is that he was asking his apolitical friends to actually jump into politics, fight his political battles, talk about Trump and stuff, and then he claims that they were like too scared or something, and he was the only remaining lone main character here who had to take on the right-wingers 1v25. I don't know who these 25 people are, but apparently if Hasan says it, it has to be true. Hasan talks about how he asked streamers behind closed doors to fight back against Trump, but ultimately they were too scared, leading to an environment where he had to take on—
Yes, people are too scared to back you. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're batshit insane, and aligning with you in any way, shape, or form is complete platform suicide. Yep, it has nothing to do with that.
The right-wing ecosystem by himself. Actually delusional.
For the first 9 months of this administration, every single person in our immediate vicinity, in the space that we occupy, were so fucking terrified of saying something because they were fearful of the repercussions. This created an environment where only right-wing voices were heard. That's why I was fucking out here 1v25ing motherfuckers.
Huh? What left-wing voices were suppressed? Like, what do you mean? Destiny has gotten... ain't none of that shit gotten suppressed. Huh?
And anyone that spoke out at that time would be pushed aside, would be fought back against, would get doxxed, would get fucking harassed and...
Doxed? Harassed? From you? Like, what? The only person I know of that's doxed left-wingers is fucking Hasan himself. What is he talking about? He just get, like, he just... I'm sure, you know what? I'll give it to Peg. I'm sure he's got this.
So it created...
Yeah, this is just some insane hypocrisy. This is literally direct projection.
People on the outside looking in, it created this
the fact that he would say this shit is crazy, given that he just got done doxing a shit ton of people on the left.
Values. I tried behind closed doors to talk to people to say, look, you guys have to say something. I know you don't agree with this shit. You have to fucking say something. They didn't because they were worried.
And look at what you do to the people that align with you, that don't, you know, try to align with you, or, you know, even that try to maybe just somewhat slightly politically align with you. Like the fucking, when he played the Houthi terrorist music video on stream and was trying to, you know, convince, you know, to NMP, right? That I believe that it's all just a music video. You know, isn't this fucking cool? Like, literally trying to get him to endorse terrorism, advocation of terrorism. Like, what? Of course, people don't want to align with you. Are you insane? Who the fuck would want to do that? It's even the larger creators are like, yeah, no, I've seen what you try to pull over on other people, and I don't want anything to do with that. What you call politics is advocation of terrorism most of the time. So I can see people being more willing to back Destiny, who's also batshit crazy, but you know, he's just advocating for other crazy shit. He's not, you know, condoning terrorism. It's different.
I don't fault those people for being fearful. The expectation from me was never going to be...
They are not fearful of repercussions for endorsing political beliefs. They're fearful of repercussions for endorsing your political beliefs.
Those people to just like put themselves in the fucking crosshairs in the line of fire.
I guarantee if there was a cause just enough, just like as an example, the Roblox gambling thing, that is kind of political, right? It's in a way it could be seen as being political. I have had zero pushback from any content creators about like promoting that video. Nobody cares, because if it's something that's a concept that you're willing to get behind, the politics are way less important. So, you know, when it's something advocating for informing parents about, you know, predatory business practices, the politics get way less important, right? As a parent, it's like, oh, well, that's probably, so I would endorse that. I don't, you know, regardless of where it's coming from, if all the information in there is correct, there's no bullshit cooked in trying to, you know, make it political. This isn't political, then I will endorse that, right? That's anybody in even if you're in politics, there's a gray area. There's things that you're going to support on both sides of the fence. And there's going to be politics on both sides that you will support usually. Not every person that claims to be a Democrat or Republican 1,000% endorses all of the ideas on that their party represents.
Now, so find that courage within you. If you're watching, if you're a content creator, if you're an artist, find that.
I have found the courage in me. I have. I'm sure people have noticed the shift in content recently. Advocating, talking about the death of Charlie Kirk and things like that. There's definitely more politics cooked in the stream now, and I have. I do think people need to be courageous and speak out against this this very clearly defined evil that is existing and happening right in front of our faces, and becoming politically literate is a part of that, and understanding what what we're seeing, in order to be better informed on what the fuck this exactly is. We gotta have some involvement in politics.
Within you now, because we do have the numbers.
Hasan, for the last time, you're not the main character, dude. Not everybody is going to be jumping into the political fire like you do. Apolitical people, obviously, want to avoid politics.
You gotta remember that and some of this is just, the main character syndrome is because that's the freaking persona that he's cultivated, that his audience is expecting. The problem is the ramifications of that sort of, rhetoric being, long term. It works and it keeps the audience cooked because they think that he's the main character, but it's just incredibly narcissistic, right? And it bleeds into other issues.
Very divisive for a mainstream audience. Like if you're a gamer or if you're in any other field, you're like a cooking streamer or whatever the heck, they're not going to want to jump into Hasan's politics. And obviously if you're with Hasan, he'll want you to support terrorism as well. He'll bring on people on a stream and then show them like terrorist propaganda videos.
Or should this be in politics? You know what? There we go.
Obviously, they want to keep themselves clear from that, right? So much so that you have to move away from the sponsors at any event. So much so that Trash Taste had to ditch you. Ludwig had to ditch you.
What's up with me?
And
not a
that's
whole
why
heck of a lot.
All of your friends,
just chilling, watching
have to, hang out
the
with you
MorePegasus
as
video.
less as humanly possible.
It's talking about
so basically, Hasan asked his fucking
Mr.
random
Hasan
gaming streamer friends or face friends,
one of the largest
can you talk about politics right
platform.
now? What's your opinion on Trump right now? Oh, you can't? Oh, I guess you're just scared, buddy. Like, what a fucking loser, dude. No wonder nobody likes you. You try to insert politics into everything.
Right. He's just trying to paint the narrative, right? Because it's very easy for anybody to see everyone turning away from him, like turning away from supporting him because of the things that he said. He's being held responsible. Everybody is distancing themselves from him because of the batshit crazy statements that he's made. So that is what's happening. He's just trying to characterize it, trying to rewrite history for his audience as it's because they're scared of Trump. That's why they don't support me. They're scared of Trump. Orange man bad. Like.
Also, this guy legit just said only right-wing voices were heard. All the left-wingers were silent. You were on Twitch, dude. Like, I mean, how fucking delusional. Not even your own side is believing this shit, bro. It's like Twitch is filled with complete radical left ideology.
Right. That's what I was saying. I don't know any left-wingers that was suppressed.
I feel like both right-wingers and left-wingers, basically anyone who's not a complete extremist, far-left, radical terrorist supporter is afraid to speak right now because your side will come and harass them and potentially even shoot them.
Now, I will say, who is scared to speak out is leftist like Shoe on Head that freaking that see this crazy rhetoric and both, see all these crazy things being said from her side, and she is scared to call them out for it because of the possible repercussions from them, like from these obviously people that are advocating for violence. People like, you're scared. Yeah. Don't worry. Just, I don't know, right?
Charlie Kirk was literally assassinated for literally talking. Hasan, your debate opponent, was assassinated because your side is so fucking crazy. And apparently he's the one who's so afraid. Like, it's so ridiculous. This guy is such a crybaby. Tectone responded, this must have been the small talk he was having with the others at the Diddy party he attended. Classic Hasan. Diddly Piker. Hasan, hey, will you say bad things about Trump? Nah, I don't give a frick about politics. Hasan, they are scared to
Right. Yeah, this post also kind of gets. I'm sure there are a lot of content creators that, and of course, just do not mention politics whatsoever ever in their content because it will immediately ratio their fucking channel. It will. It just will. You're gonna, if you know, freaking okay. The people that watch this on YouTube are gonna be so confused at why I'm randomly being assaulted by mostly lewd goblin female VTubers, but I assure you, it's incredibly family friendly. People should be completely within their rights to do whatever the fuck content they want to. They don't have to use their platform to advocate for your terrorist appeals. I'm sorry, they don't. No matter what you've done for them, you don't deserve, you know, reciprocation of their platform for this craziness. I'm sorry. This is obviously the ramifications of what you've advocated for now are what's caused this to happen and what's caused you to be in this situation that you're in now. So why would anybody be like, yeah, let me get some of that, right? Let me get all kinds of that. Throw it right. Oh yeah, let me get some of that fucking. Like, if he didn't have as monstrous a platform as he had, he'd be completely fucking like just canceled, just deplatformed, just done. And anybody that like was smaller than him, the story would have been done.
No, it wasn't that simple. Hasan
it would have been like a Twitter thing for a week and just done.
He would go, hey, do you also support Hamas terrorists? Can you please also ruin your reputation online by associating with me? Like, fuck no.
Well, it's gonna be really, it's gonna, unless they let him stream from jail, I feel like there's gonna be a very hard stopping point to his streaming career soon.
The Hasan system, a proven method for handling criticism. Hide, alter, strawman, avoid, and name call. Or maybe they don't want to alienate parts of their audience, limiting their revenue. Also, being a liberal online means getting harassed by your own party and purity tested and pestered for your take on geopolitical issues.
And this, I'm exactly about like him and Destiny fighting all the time. Even he gets like battled by his own side all the time. It's just so much, all this infighting. It's ridiculous. And, you know, he's wondering, like, why these people aren't joining. Bro, even your friends don't. Even the people that politically align with you don't align with you.
True. Look at Ethan. Look at Ethan. How much he's getting harassed by Hasan and his lunatics. Literally anybody who's not radical lefty will get harassed by the radical lefties. And then we got the cockroach Hasan back in his cell. Put him back in there. So anyways, arch nemesis Destiny responds. Hasan spends 90% of his time fighting with the left and calling me a grapist Lamau. He has contributed to more harassment for liberals than anyone else.
Like, isn't this beautiful? It's like the two largest leftist talking heads. This is their take on each other. They're their worst enemies. It's just funny to me. Like they've done this to themselves because this is true. There's no lie. This is actually 100% fucking correct. He does spend all his time fighting with the people on his own side, and he has called Destiny, you know, blanked out word. So yeah, all this is just correct. He has done more to push leftists away from the left than any right winger has to bring people to the right that I know of, and you know.
Else in his space. When one of the worst people you know is so stupid, even one of the worst people you know is right about them. Anytime Hasan and Destiny fight, it's just cinema. It's just cinema. True. Hasan played a big role in Trump's victory, in my opinion. He made the left undesirable to
right, exactly this. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. Like he pushed so many people away from the left.
From voting. Actually, he actively works against his own party. He basically says like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not liberal. I totally oppose all their policies. Like, buddy, how they're not going to support you if you say that type of shit. Destiny continues. Reacts to Hasan's claim of 1v25ing right-wingers and how he gets harassed because of it. Ask him for a list of these 25 people.
Exactly. This is exactly what I said. He literally just got done fucking doxing all these people on the left. How the hell is he getting
another one of them, which is not accurate.
If this even is an issue, he has nobody but himself to blame on this.
I was fucking out here 1v25ing motherfuckers because the only people that spoke were right-wingers that said this is all awesome.
I don't know who he thinks he's 1v25ing. Motherfucker won't even 1v1 conservatives in debates. Like, this guy's a pussy.
Absolutely true. He fucking Nuxenor threw down the gauntlet and he refused to 1v1 Nux, who has zero fucking professional debate experience to my, like, as far as I know. And Hasan did Jubilee, right? So he has a crazy amount, but yeah, he would not have a debate with Nux.
This guy will not have a confrontational conversation with anybody. So I don't know where this like delusional fantasy
would get doxxed, would get fucking harassed
Yeah,
endlessly.
there it is.
That's what you do, little bro. And you did it to liberals. You're the one that watched the Bad Empanada videos.
Exactly.
Everybody on the left. You're the one that watched Bad Empanada read through the Progressive Victory FEC findings to dox every single liberal on Twitch. That was you, little bro. That was literally all you.
No way. Are you telling me that Hasan is projecting again? Impossible, guys. I could have never seen this coming. Dude, I feel like Hasan has a complete memory of every single shitty thing he does, and then he just pretends his enemies do that. He just projects it completely on them, and then he just convinces himself in his own brain that he's never done anything wrong. He's like the most bizarre case
To be
study
fair,
of
Destiny does that a lot
serial
too.
narcissist. Like, dude, you're the doxer, you're the harasser, you're the guy who advocates violence and wants your opponents dead, and you are the terrorist glazer. This isn't one instance. This is repeatedly
Convince you to clean your apartment?
over and over.
I will say, I cleaned my kitchen today for several hours, and I ended up, streaming a little later because of it. But I mean, it wasn't like it was dirty, but I just wanted to clean for a bit. And I'll tell you what, it's nice, this place being fucking like really clean, So I think I'd advocate for it myself, but I mean, shit, I don't know. It's up to you.
Again, dude, I'm shocked. This level of delusion. Destiny versus Hasan, trial by combat. Whoever gets to the final round has to find Sam Hyde or Tech Down. Name one liberal creator Hasan hasn't doxed. I'll wait. Anyways, moving on to Hasan shouting out Reddit for defending him. Of course, his favorite platform. The most radical, unhinged, lefty, extremist platform to exist. He loves it. Hasan shouts out
I
Reddit
stopped
for
going on
becoming woke
Reddit.
and defending him. Says he's been majorly vindicated.
Every Reddit community that I've gone to has just ended up getting like really filtered by the mods, and like I don't know. I think they've become like weird little echo chambers for certain political ideals, and it's frustrating. As an example, the Tekken Discord, or sorry, the Tekken Reddits, you can't mention anything at all to do with AI at all. So even anything like suggesting that it could be possibly having been assisted in creation by AI is also immediately removed. So my entire series about, using Grok AI to teach me to play Tekken, despite being 100% me, all of that shit is created by me. The only thing in that series that's AI is Annie's voice, but like leaving that out of it because it mentions AI, it's considered AI related content and it's removed. So like there's like certain little things in Reddit that are just super frustrating, and I don't know, I don't really go too much on that platform anymore.
Over the years. Basically, somebody tweeted this. Hopefully today President Trump can negotiate the permanent deportation of Hasan Piker.
Is this posted from an Etch-a-Sketch? What the fuck is this?
Back to Turkey.
Like on a Packard Bell or something.
For him to go home. And then there's like a
I
community.
had more pixels on my Game Boy.
Hasan Piker was born in New Jersey.
Yo.
Yeah, anybody who thinks that's like some sort of an own that he was born there, that doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
He's still anti-American in every single capacity.
Thank you very much for the 95 bits. Appreciate it.
Fucking communism. He supports terrorists who want the death of, the entire country and everybody in it. And Hasan's just okay with that, which is why the people in his own country want him gone.
Like for the past year and a half, or for the past 2 years, this kind of stuff was basically.
Hopefully today, President Trump can negotiate the permanent deportation of Hasan Piker back to Turkey. It's time for him to go home. Oh, that's funny. And yeah, so no lies detected. So he's gonna say, "Oh, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm from New Jersey." Yeah, well, there are people that are from the United States that should be removed from the United States. It doesn't really matter where you're from on this one. This rhetoric isn't about where you were born. It's just that you're not really American, right? Not only are you not American, but you're basically a terrorist. You're supporting terrorist ideals, and that's why you should be removed from the country, right? That you're gonna characterize it as being like, oh, blah, blah. But no, bro. This has nothing to do with about where you were born.
Fair game. Like my former podcast co-host was doing memes like this, you know what I mean? Like, and I think 2 years ago, if someone was saying something like this on Reddit, they'd be promoting it. And it goes to show you even Reddit, which is like neoliberalism, State Department Central, they have also gone woke. They're woke. They're woke on the issue of Palestine. They're woke on this stuff. Sending Hasan to New Jersey is a punishment in and of itself.
I have no idea about that. I mean, that could very well be. One thing that I will say is it's like, you can't really characterize, and I just did it, but it is actually unfair to characterize Reddit as a monolith, because really each individual subreddit is going to have, they're going to share certain overlapping problems, right? Like if you were to draw the fucking overlapping circles or whatever. But for the most part, they should have differing political, right? Because it's a different group of moderators that moderate each individual subreddit. So they will have their own political bullshit, and there will be, recurring trends, but they will all have usually their own, individual political bullshit, not recurring, consistent themes. At least not that I've seen directly, anyway.
Draw the line. I don't know, man. You're the One Piece left-wing pipeline. Oh, that's the other thing. There's mad, like, there's so much. Listen, many weeks have been weeks of vindication. Okay?
When
this week in
when was one of those? When did those happen?
in particular has been a major week of vindication. It's really interesting. I didn't do none of this, right? I just kind of do my own thing. I keep my head down. I keep pushing. I keep promoting the causes that I believe. I keep advocating, and people keep moving.
Yeah,
you keep your head down?
Hasan is legit like a comic book character. You could not design a real human being like this. It's like he's specifically forged to be as idiotic as humanly possible.
I'm sure he's gonna show this, but he started a stream recently, freaking whistling Bella Ciao. You keep your head down? Like, that's such a fucking crock of shit, dude.
To give us as much entertainment as humanly possible. So let me get this straight. Bro legitimately thinks he's like the leading force for justice, the sole revolutionary, 1v25ing people, the only, like, the guy single-handedly saving Palestine. Apparently, it's all him, First off, if Reddit likes you, you probably got a problem. Like, some of the corners on that, obviously there's like different subreddits, and some places are great, and great, of course, but an overwhelming majority of it is the most, like, far-left radical fucking lunatic shit. It's basically like Twitter in another form or whatever.
Well, all social media suffer from the radical content problem, right? The sensational content, the fact that things that really get you heated are typically going to be the things that get interactions and updates and all that stuff. That's a systemic issue. That's not inherent to Reddit.
Now, obviously, Hasan fits right in. Second off, can these people stop ruining anime? Holy shit, man. It's one of the things I really love, and these people keep ruining it. One Piece is not a left-wing pipeline or whatever the hell you think it is. It's just fiction and entertainment. It's a fantastic fucking story with a bunch of superpowers. Just enjoy it for what it is instead of trying to insert some random political message. I remember I was, like, enjoying stuff like Vinland Saga, and then Hasan goes, I also love Vinland Saga because it's about the class oppression. It's about the politics. Like, shut the up, dude, holy. This guy probably watches SpongeBob and goes, well, actually, what about the economics of Mr. Krabs and his capitalism? Like, dude, we don't care, buddy. We don't care. Literally everything is political to this miserable piece of shit. How can his bitch ass be crying about himself when there's a genocide going on? It's amazing how he knows nothing about everything. Imagine bragging that Reddit is on your side. Like, that's a good thing. Hasan's audience is filled with Redditors. That's, like, for sure. Of course, he feels vindicated. Getting Reddit to agree with you is the modern equivalent of your mom saying you're the most handsome boy. Moving on to Hasan going viral on Twitter again. Here he is, dog whistling like crazy. Hasan opens his Twitch stream for 40,000 kids singing Bella Ciao, the Antifa rallying song, and the words inscribed in the bullets used by Charlie Kirk's assassin. And he is fully aware of this, by the way. He has never...
This is what I was saying. Like, how do you, like... You're gonna
sang this song before. There is no other
how are you
way
gonna
to
hide behind, pretending to
okay, I wouldn't go that far,
not
but
incite for
he's
violence.
definitely sort of mocking his death here because he definitely knows what he's doing.
Even his chat's calling him out on it. Rage bait.
Okay, listen, I don't know if he's like sang the song before or whatever. Apparently he hasn't, but even if he did, it's just in such poor taste, dude. Like, he's such a piece of shit. He knows what he's doing.
Hey, what's up? Welcome in.
Bella Ciao on the bullets. He knows Antifa is now an official terrorist org, and he declared himself anti-fascist the other day, basically supporting the org without explicitly saying I am Antifa, whatever. He has their shirts as well, and he's singing the infamous theme. Bella Ciao,
I mean,
he
literally posted about how he did a 9-hour stream supporting
Antifa.
Antifa.
By itself, I get it. It could be a coincidence. it could be fine or whatever. Maybe you watched Money Heist, the Netflix show or whatever, and they play that song a bunch and
I thought that show was called House of Cards. Did they change the name of that?
you think it's catchy or whatever. Sure. But with this context, it's so obvious what he's doing. Like, starting your stream with it as well, it is blatantly
Yeah, we're watching the new Pegasus drop on Hasan.
To these radical lunatics saying that, hey,
it's kind of rehashing a few things we've already seen, and he's got some newer stuff in there
it's
too.
Just blatantly disrespectful. And if Ethan was doing something similar,
I've been advocating for
something like
about
this, right? But
Hasan's just violent rhetoric and just the crazy shit that he says all the time. I'm just trying to bring it into the light and help other Democrats understand why people dislike the left so much now, is because they have fucking people like Hasan as the commonly regarded leftist imagery from being one of the largest content creators. Like, he has a very large hand on the public perception of the party.
In front of Congress with this one. This is literally a week before Dan has to testify in front of Congress, so yeah, it's gonna be insane. They're definitely gonna bring this up, by the way. Apparently he has it on his Instagram.
I don't think he has to testify. As I understand, he has to appear. I don't believe he actually has to say anything. I think it's like a required appearance sort of thing. I don't believe they're actually required to testify there.
As well. Anyways, moving on to Tectone trolling. My homie just asked me, why are you making the Make the Rich Pay shirt? You are the rich. I responded exactly. And you want to explain the joke to him? And we got Tectone in the Make the Rich Pay shirt, posing like Hasan. And we got Hasan there. Make the rich pay, but not me. Don't take my money. Why was Hasan standing like that? Because he's a cuck. Anyways, we got Hasan's #1 op coming back. Asmon teases return to streaming on YouTube in the upcoming week. Should be back to streaming and uploading this coming week. Hasan is shitting his pants right now.
Sweet.
He was having the time of his life.
Everybody's excited to have content in the world.
He's going to lose his mind over Asmongold every day. And I look forward.
I'll be honest. Not really much has changed. I was sparingly watching Asmongold videos anyway. Sometimes he would play a game or something that's interesting that I would watch, just to, get eyes on a game that I haven't seen before. But, I don't know. He hasn't. A lot of his political stuff I haven't really been paying much attention to or watching lately.
To it. More content for me, episode 200 coming up. I have to finish Witcher 3 first. I'm almost at the DLC. We got this guy just chilling, and Hasan's spending all his brain cells to fight against this guy. This guy's doing like multitasking, doing 500 other things, dude. Aspen returns to getting more views on Hasan Piker again. The timeline's healing. Moving on to Hasan making fun of vets, joining his head moderator, Froggy, who said American veterans deserve PTSD and should die. Here he is apparently talking to a vet in his chat.
Of some of the protesters, at one point, a guillotine was erected outside the building to Homeland.
Trust me, we all love it, dumbass. As a vet, we love it. Trust me, we all love it. Y'all's approval's rating. Who's y'all, first of all? Are you talking about me? Because I'm not a representative.
Hasan does not help anything. It's sad he has such a big voice.
As a matter of fact,
I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the audience has to be just like there to see what crazy nonsense, he'll be spouting, that he'll get away with it nowadays, knowing that he has such a loose leash.
I am very angry.
I mean, what other streamer has brought waved a gun around on the platform and threatened chatters and doxed people and called for spilling the blood of the capitalists in the street? Like, who? Nobody's come close to the rap sheet that Hasan has amassed, and I feel like that is the content that people are watching for now. It's not actually people that endorse his behavior, it's people that are just watching for the next time the fucking trail derails.
At the Democratic Party, I'm on the disapproval side.
You're gonna be awful, at least be fun, right?
Like side that disapproves of the Democratic Party, which is why it's down to fucking 30%. I think the faster you socialist fuck. Yeah, I think the faster you snap out of this left-right dichotomy that you exist under, and then realize that I care more about policies than anything else. I care more about the legislative agenda than anything else. I care more about making sure that you get proper health care, for example, than anything else. The faster you will be able to understand what I'm talking about here. I don't really give a shit about any of these things. I don't care about the Democratic Party. I don't defend it. I do like that you're generalizing all vets and as a vet, we love it. All the vets in my gun club love it. We're all divorced dads with nothing else going on in our lives.
Well, Hasan.
As a veteran, we do love it. Yeah.
Fucking would be very proud of course.
I just get like I'm pretty sure any of the veterans I would call would also endorse. Yeah. Funny that.
She might actually buy an extra Big Mac in honor of you. Make sure to shit on all the vets, actually. That's a real classy. Also, I don't know
Then again, it's like way to, again, marginalize another chunk of your fucking audience base, right? These are the moves that really that are what make me believe that it's not people that endorse the behavior that are there, right? Because every time he just does this shit where he completely alienates a massive chunk of his audience, you can't tell me the people that watch his stream wouldn't, that endorse the military or are in the military, for example, wouldn't see that shit and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch somebody else, right? Like they're not there to endorse. They're there to see, all right, well, what is the next holy shit crazy thing that this dumbass is gonna say? You had a call, you're here now. Well, welcome back.
he's talking, you're 35 and mauling at random chatters on the internet, dude. It's so pathetic. How are you making fun of anyone? And I swear Hasan always does this shit whenever anybody enters his chat to argue.
I hope a lot of hate watchers or whatever, not fans. I mean, sadly, it's going to be a mixture of both.
Just the easy way to go
you know,
about
when you repeat,
also,
when you repeat rhetoric enough times, you're going to brainwash a certain percentage.
Or whatever, their secret weapon, Hasan Piker. Maybe because you explicitly say,
I mean, like I said, he has the main character syndrome to elicit that.
Of course, they're not going to support you, dude. Moving on to
that
Hasan's
worship
uncle,
from his
Chunky
fans.
Yogurt, calling out Ethan.
It's a business practice where you apply characteristics of the customer that you want from them. So you'll see that this is done, and you know, when content creators are applying characteristics onto their viewership or their fans that they want them to have, right? You see this a lot. That he's trying to help paint the picture or paint the narrative of his own viewer base to help facilitate that direction from them.
Like uncle, like nephew, of course. Senk and Anna call out Ethan over Israel-Palestine.
Okay, nonsense. I'll just address this real quick. I don't know anything about Ethan. All I know is he was for the two-state solution. That was a perfectly reasonable thing to be in favor of. And now apparently he's become a zealot who's founding anti-Semitism everywhere. Is anti-Semitism in the room with us, Ethan? Okay.
Yeah, I have no dog in the Israel-Palestine fight. I'm just too ignorant to the exacting proceedings. I understand what happened with Israel and why the conflict is happening, but I don't understand any of the nuance or any of the organizations at play or anything like that at that level. So I don't really offer much commentary on it. I don't think it would be beneficial of anybody for me to offer any insight on that, I guess.
Everybody's against you, everybody. No, the fact that Israel is now murdering tens of thousands of children is not the problem. No. It's that people are irrationally hating Jewish people. Nobody said Jewish people. We said Israel. You guys are the idiots saying, no. The genocidal maniacs in Israel represent all Jews. No, they don't.
Was Anna just recently on an interview with Pierce Morgan and Destiny? I feel like that was her on there. If that's her, then she's amazing. The way she called Destiny out on there was fucking cool. You know what I'm talking about? I could probably pull that clip if you need it.
Stop saying that. You're doing great damage. Okay.
Like I don't know much about that person in particular. They're political. Yeah, that was her. Okay, then yeah, she was based in that she called Destiny out on the just blazed bullshit. That was cool. I don't know her political backing or any of that sort of stuff though.
No, the great damage is being done by your damn
other than that she's leftist
nephew. That guy has done more damage to the Free Palestine movement than pretty much anybody. He is a walking red flag for any cause that he supports.
Right.
Also funny he says like conflating Jews and Zionists because Hasan is the one who constantly does that. Basically going after entire ethnicity just like his buddy Mike from PA, right? Also, I don't know why these people constantly pretend that anti-Semitism just doesn't exist. Of course it does. Just look at Hasan's loony fan base. Look at the attacks happening, the shooting on the diplomats, the Molotov cocktail guy, Hasan's entire chat on any given day at all. Talking about anything. It's just ridiculous. These people want you to care about their side, but they'll never care about your side. And it's like, it's never going to work that way. You need to have empathy both ways, you know, for all human life. But apparently that's controversial, guys. Very controversial. Moving on to a deranged Hasan fan trying to debate Hutch about Ethan's beliefs. And you can immediately see the lies he's being fed.
Why the fuck are you interviewing H3? What is this?
Well, technically he's interviewing me. What's your issue? What's your issue with him?
Do you not think that in terms of his point of views, everything he kind of what's shaken down in like the last 2 years, You don't think that that's detrimental to?
But you can hear him. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know how to articulate it fully because he doesn't even understand what he's exactly accusing me of.
Would you actually just tell me who you watch? I just want to know.
Where did you hear that I'm pro-genocide? And you're so convinced that it's true. Where are you hearing that?
This initial like fracture between Ethan's audience and Hasan's audience, all of that started because all Ethan wanted Hasan to do was to like moderate his community, who were accusing Ethan and his wife of being like baby killers and accusing them of supporting genocide, which none of that was based in reality. None of that.
So them supporting like Israel's actions, that's not based in reality?
What actions did they support specifically? What are you talking about?
You're talking about like Ethan and Gila's continuous stance that Israel's doing nothing wrong?
Okay.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything.
Who said that when?
Nobody ever said that
Neither
ever.
of us ever said that.
Like,
and we wouldn't say something like that.
I mean, I've said the opposite, frankly,
right,
on many occasions, even before October 7th.
I'll tell you who said it. Our boy, Hasan Diddy Piker. This is the direct consequences of lying to your audience over and over and over again.
Yeah, imagine
constantly
that.
Manipulating the truth
Repeating violent
until
rhetoric.
it is burned into your audience's brain. The complete lies become reality. Ethan is apparently pro-genocide, according to these people, Israel dick rider, and then some deranged Hasan fan is going to be like, well, he supports the death of so many innocent—
I love that he had the vindication, right? The personal fucking righteousness to get onto the call to criticize, this other content creator about interviewing with Ethan over his perceived beliefs of him. But then when called to bring into example any other instance of that, the only one that he's brought up so far was a blatant lie. So it's like, right, so he was cooked. This is cooked by rhetoric situation. He obviously he just believed what was repeated many, many times. So this is what I was saying. Like, I guarantee a lot of them, there is a small percentage of the Hasan watchers that are in fact cooked, but a lot of them are there just like I said, watching for the train.
children. His wife is a baby killer terrorist, so it's probably, justified to do it to him, right? And then we get—
and I completely agree with your take on that. That's pretty similar to where I'm at on that. I hate anyone dying, and I do hope the whole thing ends as soon as possible.
shit like the Charlie Kirk incident. So anyways, Hutch points out the truth.
They've been saying that Netanyahu is like a war criminal. They've been saying that what Israel has been doing in Gaza has been completely unjustified. They've been talking about how Gaza deserves, Palestinians deserve their own state. They deserve to be free.
I think that's false.
It's not, I promise you.
That's crazy.
I think that's false.
I think that's false.
Yeah, so when the truth—
He literally tells him, like, no, actually, this is what they think. This is actually, that they think this. But no, that's false.
Is in front of your face and you deny it. I mean, you can't even reason with these people. It's like they're just sponges. They watch these
That's not
creators
true.
soak all of this information and do zero critical thinking of their own. Complete sheep here. And yeah, they're just staunch in their views. So anyways, Hutch keeps pointing out that Ethan is pro-Palestine.
I promise you. This is why, and you don't want to tell me who you watch for media. That's fine. You say it's nobody. Okay. But I really want you to deep dive into what Ethan and Hila have actually said about this conflict, because they are not broadly Israel supporters. They're just not. These people should have been your ally, and you guys you chased them out.
I do not think that's true at all, because they've said some very disgusting racist things over the last 2 years.
Okay.
Racist things?
Okay.
I said disgusting racist.
Here, let me get my freaking my noodle out of the way here. I'll go like, whoa, ow. What the? Oh, thank you for the follow. And I'll go like out down here.
Racist things.
Hey, welcome in.
I'm on video all the time. I said disgusting racist things, so clearly they should be able to show.
Yeah.
Clip. Easy, right? Let's see the
or cite an example.
Palestinians.
Can I get an example?
Eastern community.
Can I get an...
Please, bro. Would you like me to come back in like 30 minutes and collect my fucking Twitch clips? I'm so confused.
By the way, I was like, yes. I know Hutch doesn't want to, but I was screaming.
Well, like at least like, if you're gonna bring something up, maybe you don't know the fucking URL code. Okay, nobody's asking you for the URL code, and I hate this defense when somebody says like, okay, dude, that sounds bogus. where did you hear that? You know, let me get some kind of, they're like, oh, you're ref bro, like that's, no bro, like it's if the shit you're saying is so incredulous that somebody wants a citation, you should at least be able to say where it's fucking from. That's all they're asking for. Like, no, it was a study done at this university, it was, you know, friggin' my grandma told me how to make this recipe, it was wrote down on a piece of paper, right? They're not asking for the fucking play-by-play, the exact ingredients. They're just trying to get like, okay, well, where did this at least come from? Give me some kind of origin. Otherwise, you're just pulling bullshit out of nowhere. And thank you for the waifus.
TV. Yeah. Yes, that's what I want you to do. Go do that.
Telling me that H3 is not pro-Israel.
Do you understand that H3 called it a genocide like within a couple months? Do you understand that like H3 has talked about how Palestinians deserve to be free from occupation?
I can't wait for no, I don't think that's true.
Been saying that before October 7th.
Wait for
this
it.
Fucking goofball probably didn't even know what
Wait for it. Come
where
on.
Israel was on a map. He didn't know shit. Never even thought about this conflict, and I was, you know, advocating. I voted against Netanyahu twice.
Oh, please, he's edging me so hard.
You will ever accomplish in your entire life as an online activist.
No, they are the virtuous ones, obviously. You know, they have a flag in their bio. You know, I say free Palestine twice a day like a prayer, therefore I'm a good person. Now, I actually do nothing to affect any change. I just virtue signal on the internet for good boy points. Also, I lie and slander people every day. But actually, I'm the good guy, right? Great job, of course. Now, out of nowhere, this guy says Ethan identifies as a Zionist, and he has like zero proof.
I think as long as he self-identifies as a Zionist, which he does, then that's all.
I don't think
Why are you saying this stuff so sure about it? Like, he said it so confidently.
That's all.
I don't think I've never heard him call himself a Zionist, by the way.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
No.
How can you not hear this and just fucking die? It's because it's wrong. It's so wrong, and this guy is so fucking militant. He's like, as long as he identifies as a Zionist, I can't believe that you're like. Well,
you have never seen that.
True. You've seen this
Show
dude
it.
cry.
Dude, imagine dealing with this. Just blatant lies.
Oh
well, I don't
my
have to
gosh.
imagine.
I'm
Hasan
dead. I'm
rants
sorry,
about
that's too
slop tubers
funny.
every day, and I get comments from his idiot fan base all the time, so I don't really have to imagine that. But I feel like when somebody does this shit, you should stop and immediately ask for a clip. Do not let them move on unless they give you a clip. That is the only way to show them how.
Like, I'm not gonna clip bitch anytime somebody does something like that, but I feel like you should be able to at least like reference when or something about the clip that would distinguish it if you were to try and look it up, you know? Like, he said that shit, or quote, or make a paraphrase the quoting or something like that. You got to give somebody some kind of way to verify your argument if you're gonna throw something like that as your your reasoning or your argument.
How stupid they actually are. And if that can't convince them, then yeah, they're a lost cause. They need a mental institution. So then Hutch asked him about Ukraine, and we all know Hasan's views on Russia versus Ukraine. Unsurprisingly, this guy shares the same views.
Says this.
In Ukraine, what side are you on that?
I'm on I'm on nobody's side. I mean,
What's funny?
How are you on nobody's side?
How is
one
this
side
funny?
is murdering. It's not. One side is murdering civilians, and one side is defending themselves.
I think the Ukrainian war is bullshit. I don't know.
Imagine hand waving like horrific war crimes, the theft of tens of thousands of children. Okay, and imagine having the balls to accuse me in such hateful language. He's impugning Hutch's entire existence.
I love that this guy had like actually called in.
And then on the other breath,
that's peak cinema.
Without a care in the world.
You know that more people have died in the Ukrainian war than in Gaza?
Yeah, and what do the casualties look like on both sides? What is the share?
What does it matter?
Huh?
What does it matter how many?
What do the casualties look like on both sides? What is the? I think my brain broke.
So
you started the fucking war.
So you don't care because it's on both sides. So you don't care.
As long as more Israelis died, everything would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, both sides have equal number of deaths, therefore it's okay. Dude, imagine the kind of psychopath you gotta be to singularly only care about one conflict because the death toll is uneven. So basically you're saying that if more people died on the other side, it's okay. So it's not even about the innocent lives that died, it's about, hey, I'm getting a gotcha saying, oh, more people died here. That is unbelievable. You are uninformed on every other war in the entire world.
Obviously, we're descending further down the rabbit hole of this view of this person, this caller, and they're just so completely fucking cooked. It's amazing though to have such a great representation just of what repeating this this rhetoric will create. You have a person that is very obviously, like I said, like almost violently advocate, their rhetoric, they're very heated, they're vindicated, they're fucking righteous about their opinion, right? They know what they're talking about, and yet they can't actually reference any example of it.
The current situation that is trending right now, and you feel like you're morally superior than other people. Now click this video for a giant cheese pizza. I have not had a pizza
I mean,
in 10
I could go
years,
for a
guys.
cheese
Eat
pizza.
one on my behalf. Thank you. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
All right, that was a pretty base video by the Pegasus. We typically drop or watch anything that he drops. They've all been pretty good.